Hi guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Have you subscribed yet? Because if you haven't, you do need to click subscribe now and notifications, because only less than 30% of you who watch my videos actually subscribes. So come on guys, just click. Go on, you know you want to. So today is another Slim World friendly meal. It's sin-free and it's absolutely delicious, and it's my take on Kedgeree. So Kedgeree is normally rice with the smoked haddock. We're still having smoked haddock, so nothing changing there. But instead of the rice, I'm going to use barley, just to give it a little bit more of a different texture and taste. So it does take longer than with rice, because barley will take about 45 minutes to cook, but I do think it's worth doing. So let's get started on the cooking process. Right, okay, so I've got my Berghoff pan here. I'm just going to put some heat underneath it. Just here, I'll show you, actually I'll bring it to you here. I've got two haddock fillets, which I'm just boiling in some water, about 300 grams of water and a bay leaf, until they're poached. I'm doing that now, even though I've just said to you this is going to take about 40 minutes to do, purely because I want the water to go into this as well to add some flavours. So I need to start building up the flavours within this, and we need to start off with the onions. So just pop some onions into here, which I'm just going to cook off, and I've got half a red onion and 2 little shallots in here. Okay. Now you might think, why are you doing shallots and red onion? Just think they're both different flavours, and I just think, you know, the red onion gives a nice little bit of colour as well. So, as I said, it's my take on things. So there's no rhyme or reason to things I do sometimes. It's just purely around things that I think work together. So if you don't want to mix it, just do one type of onion. Right, so I'm just cooking that off. She said, if my pan's on, yeah, it is. Okay. While that's cooking, I'm going to start building up the flavours. So first of all, I'm going to pop in here some ground cumin. No, sorry, I lie actually. I'm not putting ground cumin in, I'm putting ground coriander in. Right, and I'm going to put about a teaspoon in. Okay, so that's gone into there. I want about half a teaspoon of turmeric. I love turmeric. It's very good for you apparently as well. Okay, so that's going to go into there. And then I'm going to pop in some curry powder. Now this is my Durban curry powder, but you can use any curry powder that you prefer. So I'm going to put in 2 teaspoons of curry powder. There we go. Oh, it smells lovely. And I'm just going to mix all that together now, just so it starts cooking. Now I haven't used any oil in here because I'm using my Berghoff pans. So what I will do, if it looks a bit too dry, is just add a little bit of water into here, okay? Just to stop it from burning on the bottom. Looks lush already. The smells, you just can't beat the smell of spices and herbs. So I'm just going to add a little bit of boiling water, not much, just a little bit. Okay. Told you it wasn't much. Oh, seriously guys, this is amazing. Okay, so I'm happy that's all coated now. Okay, and I'm going to stop saying okay. I'll probably not, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm going to add 250 grams of pearl barley and just mix that in so it all gets coated as well. I'm just going to then cover that with some more boiling water. I need to cook this pearl barley. Give it a good stir, make sure you've got all of those spices off the bottom of your pan. Perfect. And then I'm just going to add in a vegetable stock cube to that as well. Now obviously with some Kedgerees you can use wine, but I'm on dry January, so wine's not going to be in my pan. Right, I'm going to put the lid on now, and I'm just going to leave this for about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to come back to it because by that time my haddock will have been poached, and I can then drain the water from the haddock into this as well. So we'll leave that and we'll come back to it. Just pop the lid on and that's done. Right, okay, so the haddock is actually already cooked. It doesn't take 10 minutes, it takes probably 5 minutes. So I'm just going to set that aside for now to flake in later. And I'm going to enter into here, that's very posh, enter into here. I'm going to pop in here all of that liquid from the haddock, including the bay leaf that I cooked it in, so that all those smoked haddock flavours will get into this as well. And so this takes a little bit of time to cook, so I'm going to leave it now to simmer with the lid off for probably another 20 minutes and then come back to it and just check it. You can add more liquid if you need it. You want it quite dry. As you know, with Kedgeree it is a dry sort of rice mix, but I don't want it to be too dry that it burns on the bottom of my pan as well. So yeah, let's just leave that to cook now, and we'll come back to that later. Right, so my I said my Kedgeree, it is my Kedgeree really, even though it's barley, is actually perfect now. Just going to remove the bay leaf out of there now because I'm on the last leg. I'm going to add in my peas, which are just frozen peas. They've just been out for the time I've been cooking this, so they are still a little bit frozen, but it's fine because with the heat of this pan, they will start to defrost and cook. Okay, and then to my right here, I've got a pan of boiling water, which I'm just going to bring back to the boil. It's from the kettle. I think I turned it off just before it was about to boil. And then I'm going to add to my Kedgeree dish my smoked haddock, which I've flaked. I've taken the skin off. The dogs will have that later, they will enjoy that. I'm just going to mix that in. Now that's done. I don't want it to dry out too much. I want the haddock to warm back up, obviously, because it's been set aside for a little while. But I also don't want it to dry out. So I'm going to take it off the heat and pop the lid on while I sort my eggs out. Okay. And then it's all good to go and it's ready to dish. So once I've done my poached eggs, I will dish this up and I'll show it you. Right, for my eggs, I'm just going to cause a little tornado in my water. Just give it a really good stir around, and then I've got 2 eggs in a, oops, getting it all over my stove, in a jug here, and I'm just going to tip them straight in to the water like that and leave them to cook. Now hopefully they will separate enough for me to actually have them individually. Right, while they're cooking, I'm going to start dishing up my Kedgeree. Right, that was lovely. It was really nice, and it was such a change to have the pearl barley as opposed to rice, and I hope he didn't even notice the difference. So, well, he didn't say anything, so I'm assuming he did say it was nice. So, thumbs up to me. Right, Now, weigh-in. I'm a bit disappointed this week, I will be completely honest. As I said, I'm trying to beat last year's it was £9.5 actually, I double checked. And I've lost 4.5 to date, and I've got 2 more weigh-ins, including the one I've just had this month, to get me to the end of the month. And I've been doing easy SP, or extra easy SP as they call it, and I've done dry January, and I've been good. So I'd expect to have a really, really good weight loss. But I lost 1.5 pounds. So I'm actually quite gutted by that. I'll be honest, a little bit demotivated, and yeah, it's not what I wanted. But as hubby said, a loss is a loss. I probably am not going to get to my £9.5 by the end of the month. Well, you know what, there could be miracles. I've got an afternoon tea this evening. It's my sister-in-law's 40th birthday, and she's having some girls' afternoon tea in a place in Leamington. So whilst I will be as good as I can, it's a pre-booked, pre-ordered, and it's an afternoon tea. There is no alcohol, so I won't break that. It will be tea and sandwiches and cakes. So I'll try and avoid cakes as much as possible. And the sandwiches, if they ask us what we can have, I will ask them to do mine without butter, on wholemeal bread, and try and have my fillings without any mayonnaise or anything like that, but I don't know till I get there. So I will do the best I can this evening on that, but it will be what it will be. So guys, yeah, I don't know what next week's going to bring. Who knows? But as long as I've lost, then I think I should just be happy. And then, as I said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And as long as I get to target this quarter, it's not the end of the world. I'd like it by the end of February, but you know what? This is about changing my lifestyle and healthy eating. So it's not a diet. So if it takes me 3 months to get to target, it's probably easier to maintain than if I did it very quickly and lost, say, £6–7 a week for 3 weeks. It was never going to happen anyway. But all I'm saying is, if you lose less each week, as long as you're losing, it's fine. I need to keep telling myself that, not to go to the biscuit bar now and go, do you know what, forget it. I've not had alcohol, I've not had treats, and I still haven't lost masses, so what's the point? But I'm not. Alright guys, so I'm going to leave you now. I will update you next week on my weight loss journey. Hopefully, after my afternoon tea, it'll be okay. If I get a chance, I'll update you on my afternoon tea as well. And obviously, I'll do a video for you middle of next week, as I normally try to. Alright guys, I hope you've had a good week. I hope you've had a loss. If you haven't, don't worry. Draw a line, move on. Okay guys, so I'll speak to you next time, and see you soon. Take care. Oh guys, don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, click notifications and give me a thumbs up. Alright, I'll catch you later. Bye.